Okay, so I was at in the last video, and this is going to be my last installment of this, like Batman versus Superman, and my thoughts, and like just saying, well, I don't think Zack Snyder is nuanced enough, uh, a writer, to pull this off in a way that is satisfying. I don't even think Batman fans are going to be satisfied with how Snyder does this, because in the end you're going to be like, there's no way Batman can do that. There's no way Batman can fight Superman on that level. I do not think he's going to come up with a sophisticated enough method for us to believably think that a human being, even at peak perfect, ability, can take this guy. Um, Either Superman's going to be depowered, or he's going to be holding back so massively that you're just going to be thinking, well, what the fuck is the point of making this a versus movie? If Superman isn't like all out, yeah, I'm gonna take on this guy, and Batman doesn't have some incredibly elaborate, sophisticated plan to fight Superman, uh, there's just no point to this movie. There really isn't. As I said, Superman literally destroyed Kryptonian technology, like with ease, like lasered it, like with his eyes, with his physically doing it. And we're now supposed to believe that Batman and his technology is going to take on Superman. What, in a robot costume? What's a robot costume going to do against a guy who just he doesn't even have any weaknesses? He really doesn't. The only weakness he has in that whole movie that we saw was a weakness to Kryptonian atmosphere, which is just insane. It doesn't even make sense why that would be his weakness, because his powers come from the yellow star sun. So again, just the thinking, wow, that was stupid. It's just gonna have like countless plot holes, and just, and the thing is, as I said, like, if Snyder had have taken time with Goya to develop Superman a bit more, maybe even bring in kryptonite, as a kind of weapon or something like that, and maybe ended the Superman movie with Bruce Wayne getting kryptonite, you know, then a third movie, this could have been possible. This could have been possible. But anyway, like, enough of that. Let me go on to like my other issue, my main like issue with DC at the moment. It is clear now to me, like I feel a bit betrayed. Whatever, it's me personally. I like characters like Wonder Woman and Flash and Martian Manhunter and Shazam, and characters like that, and I think they deserve this time rather than bringing in Batman again. Again, we have to see this character who is fantastic, but again, really, I like, he's just had 3 movies. He's had like 4 movies before. He's now going into Superman, who's an interesting character by himself, and he's just like invading his universe. And we're gonna get another like incarnation, not even the same Batman, like another incarnation of him, like all within 5 years or something, like 3 years. I mean, how much more do we have to take of this, like, character? Yeah, he's cool, he's a vigilante, he's got like a cool sports car, whatever. Like, I, I just do not care anymore. You know, I want some of other DC's other characters. DC is by far my favorite. You know, like between Marvel and DC, I think their characters are far more interesting. They're far more layered. Their origin stories are really, really fucking cool. Wonder Woman's origin story is great. We now have Ares, who can be a great villain for her. There's no reason not to do it. There's just no reason not to do it. This idea that a female superhero won't work, bullshit. Just write a good script and it will work. Everyone wants to see a Wonder Woman film. Like, you know, I know that if somebody like put up a trailer like of, maybe not everyone, but like I reckon if somebody put up a trailer for a Wonder Woman movie, DC Warner Brothers did an efficient trailer and it looked badass, people would go and watch it. Fact. People, the only thing that could stop that movie from being a success is if it is bad. If the people then go to the cinema and it's crap, yes, by all means it will fail, no doubt about it. If it's good, it will make a solid amount of money. I know that for a fact, because it's just one of those characters that has so much currency in our culture. She's so famous. I mean, like, she's known everywhere. You know, there's hardly, I think, a person who doesn't, if you say Wonder Woman, they're not going to know who the character is. They're going to know, like, the lasso of truth, something about the character. So she just has that kind of, you know, cultural kind of significance where if they make a movie about her, it's obvious people are going to go and watch it. Now, you know, Flash is a bit different, maybe a bit riskier or whatever, but still, like, it will make money. It will make money, and they need to establish these characters now before, like, this whole superhero craze, like, it's finished. You need to establish those characters. Stop wasting and procrastinating and taking time, because we want, like, a Justice League movie eventually, and if you can't even do these characters in a solo movie, why would anyone believe you can pull off a good Justice League movie that isn't just you attempting to cash in on the success of the Avengers? Why? There's a movie out now that's coming out about a man who can speak to ants and can grow small, and you're trying to tell me that's less interesting than a guy who can bend the laws of physics because he possesses super speed beyond the speed of light? How is that, you know? Man, it's just pure frustration. Like, why do they keep going back to these two? I mean, I understand Superman, because Superman hasn't had a film since the 70s, so I kind of dig that they did a Superman movie. Cool. But you do a Superman movie and you have him destroy, like, fucking, I mean, just the level of destruction. You're like, if you want a Justice League movie, how can you possibly justify that level of destruction in the movie? I mean, if you build up to that, that's the kind of thing you build up to. That should have been like the third movie, like him versus Doomsday or something like that, where we really care about the character and we know that he would strive to do everything possible not to harm people, but there's just this creature who just keeps, like, coming back to populated areas and, like, you know, taking the fight there. Then that would have made, like, absolute sense. But you know, having basically having Superman, where are you going to go from this? He destroyed half a city. Like, I don't know how many casualties, you know, were implied. I get the sense that the idea was the city was evacuated, but the guy did, in the movie, smash Zod through a gas station and through a power station. and those were not evacuated. Clearly, you know, the guy clearly just did not give a fucking shit that he was doing that. That he was, you know, causing that destruction. He seemed, you know, like, as I said, I justified it because I thought, okay, they have space to explore this character further, so maybe in that sense it's justified, that he's a bit like he's a rookie, he doesn't know, but like he's gonna like develop, and then he's gonna be like, oh, you know, I really fucked up there, you know. So there was space to develop and explore that character. There was maybe space to, like, in the second movie, just make it clear that the city had been evacuated, but like he still caused a lot of like property damage and whatever. But you know, as things go, like with that level of destruction, that was Avengers level of destruction. It exceeded Avengers. It exceeded the destruction at the end of the Avengers, and that's four or five heroes together taking on like an armada of aliens, and it exceeded the destruction in that. And I was just like, wow. So I mean, at first I kind of like didn't mind it that much, but the more I think about it, I'm like, these guys were never going to give us what we want. They never had any plan of giving us a Justice League or Wonder Woman film, or a Flash film. They just don't give a shit. You know, all they care about is like just getting money off of Batman. No artistic integrity whatsoever. No care about characters or DC fans who support them. Just don't give a shit, you know, and just have no respect for the audience's intelligence at all. I mean, they're going to bring Batman into this universe of Superman now, and you're like, well, again, as I made the point earlier, why this Batman is so cowardly that he wouldn't even come out and like try and help people during this Kryptonian invasion, but now he wants to fight Superman for some reason. Anyway, you know, whatever. I had to get it off my chest. I had to get it off my mind. I don't even care if nobody even sees this video. You know, like, it was just something I had to do because I couldn't talk to like people about it. Please like and subscribe if you do like the video, and if you disagree, do tell me why. But as I said, I just felt a need. It just had to be said. I was like, this is so stupid and premature. It doesn't make sense for this franchise. Snyder needs to concentrate on perfecting and getting the Superman character right, without making him, you know, because again, they're also going to have to make him look like an asshole, and they're going to have to make Batman beat him. That's basically what this movie. It should be called Batman Beats Superman. That's what this movie is. Batman beats Superman in his own fucking sequel. In the sequel to his own movie. I mean, they're using The Dark Knight Returns as inspiration, which is a Batman comic. I mean, come on, guys. You know, Superman deserves more than that. I thought this was you always, like, DC are like always sucking Superman's dick. They're like, you know, like giving us 50 fucking origin stories for this guy, trying to make us care about a character who went out of fashion in the fucking 80s and 90s. You know, people didn't like him like after a while, and they forced it down our throats, like how important and how much we like him. And now they've finally done a movie where like they've got people on their side about Superman, and I've liked Superman for a long time. I like many in the 80s and 90s thought he was kind of corny, but then when I actually started looking at the story, I think it's a really rich story. You know, the character is meant to be that kind of heroic, you know, up there kind of aspirational guy, and that makes sense to that story. So, you know, they kind of like, from some fluke, succeeded in maybe just fanboys are like unwilling to admit that this movie isn't that good. I don't know what it is, but they've somehow succeeded in getting people to like this guy again, and then they're just going to make a movie right after that undermines all of that and makes him look like an asshole just so Batman can beat him because they want to make money. Avengers like money, and I'm not giving them my money. Like, that's it. I don't even care if the reviews come in and it's 90%. I'm not giving those fucking cats my money again until I see a Flash movie or something apart from Batman. That's it. I've had enough. Because if it isn't this movie that screws it up, Batman up, it will be the next movie. Because you can't just keep going back to the same fucking character and the same story and the same fucking villains over and over again. Break away, do something innovative, do something original for the superhero genre, and shake up the genre a bit as well. I mean, fucking shake up the genre a bit. Like, tell different kinds of stories. Throw in like some, something different, some analysis, something. Be clever, like DC Comics has always been, like with these characters, like these really strong, like godlike, larger than life characters. Like, do something interesting with them. I'm just fed up. Batman Begins was interesting. Use that as a template. Like that.